In the heart of change, where shadows dance, midlife women take a brave stance. From career shift to emptiness, facing challenges, they do their best. Health and wellness, mind and soul, seeking balance to make them whole. Empowered voices, they rise and shine. On this journey they define. Confused to focus with Lekeisha, guiding hearts through life's transition. From confusion to clarity, finding strength in unity, holistic wellness, personal growth. Together we rise, fulfilling all. In the glow of dawn, new paths unfurl. Every woman a radiant pearl. Holistic health and wellness goals, nurturing minds, bodies, and souls. Self-discovery in every stride, breaking barriers, no longer hide. Achieving dreams, they set their sights. With Lekeisha, they ignite them. Confused to focus with Lekeisha, guiding hearts through life's transition. From confusion to clarity, finding strength in unity, holistic wellness, personal growth. Together we rise, fulfilling all. From confusion to focus, we'll find our way. With Lekeisha's wisdom, we'll seize the day.
Greetings, everyone. Welcome to the Confused to Focus Talks with Lekeisha. This is where we go from a period in a season where we are stuck to becoming unstuck. I'm so excited to be before you as your coach, Coach Lekeisha, and so excited for us to have this great conversation today. This is a special conversation that we're going to have. We're going to be talking about breaking free from toxic patterns, family. And we're going to be talking about the summit that's coming up that's called Breaking Free from Toxic Patterns Summit. And definitely it's a summit that's definitely talking about how we're able to let go and being broken free from the limited beliefs and the toxic patterns that we have been happening for many multiple years. Nobody knows how long. We're going to talk about it today, and we're definitely going to have a great conversation about it. So this particular summit is really dear to my heart because it's going to be a conversation with myself and 6 other amazing Power Pack coaches and speakers. And we're going to be telling our truth and our heart on why we were stuck and how we got broken free from being stuck in our own season and our own particular episodes and experiences, right? So I'm so excited for us to have this conversation today. You know what? We're going to have a conversation with my amazing dear friend and pal, Coach Mike, who is a coach like no other. I promise you, he's been on our show before. I promise you this conversation is going to be amazing, family. And I'm so excited to have him for you. So this is a conversation with Coach Mike Patterson, who is truly amazing. He's going to introduce himself and tell him about his bio. But you know what? I'm so excited for each and every one of you to be here. Let's go ahead and introduce everybody else. We have Instagram here. Oh my goodness. We have LinkedIn here. We got Facebook here. We have so many others that are here with us in this conversation. Thank you so much for being with us on the show today. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited for you to be here. I'm so excited that we're able to share this amazing platform. But do me a favor, share it with somebody else. Don't forget to subscribe to this amazing channel for sure. And I'm looking forward to this conversation that we're going to have. Wow, you're going to learn something. Get your notes, Get your pens and papers. Let's get into it, family. I'm looking forward for us to go ahead and stay tuned to hear amazing Coach Mike. This conversation with Coach Mike. I'm ready for it, y'all. Let's go. Hey.
Hey, how are you?
I am doing well, Coach Mike. I'm just so happy that you are here with me today. I feel like this conversation is going to be great. Wow.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure to be in your presence.
Yours too. Well, listen, I know all about you. I just want you to introduce yourself to the audience because there's some people that have not met you before, or they just need a reoccurrence of just how brilliant you are. Please let us know about you and your little bit of a bio while you're here today.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. You're too kind. But I am Michael Patterson. I am a life coach and family caregiver specialist. I've been in this career path for over 10 years. My life coaching practice centers around self-care and helping individuals achieve goals, whatever that goal is, which encompasses the term life. In addition to being a life coach, I'm a family caregiver specialist, so I work with older adults, um, those with dementia, and also one of the things related to my life coaching that I truly am so passionate about is I'm a Tai Chi practitioner. And so through all those avenues, I get the opportunity to serve my communities and make a tremendous impact. And so I'm truly looking forward to this interview, but I'm also really looking forward to the upcoming summit that we have at the end of this month, October 24th, excuse me. So yeah, super excited about that and ready to talk a little bit about that too today.
Oh, yeah, I'm excited too. Oh, my God, Coach Mike, you are truly amazing. Just everything that you are. And I feel that you love what you do. You know what I'm saying? I just feel the energy. You know what I'm saying? Just how you're excited about not only supporting others, but you really see the impact that you have, to give to others. I feel like just this experiencing that is even more than, just the day-to-day jobs, right? Just doing things you don't love to do. You love to do what you do.
Absolutely.
I love
Absolutely.
it. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Wow. So I want us to go ahead and introduce, actually greet a few people on Instagram as well, because they're climbing up. They're ready for you. Oh, my goodness. Let's say he was here. Oh, my goodness. We got Green Vision here. We got Bella here, definitely from Atlanta. She said, hey, what's going on? Shalom, Queen. Hey, what's shalom to you, too. We got the amazing real Tina Michelle here with us. Oh, my goodness. She's here. She said, oh, my goodness. Blessings on the summit. Wow, when is it virtual? Actually, it is virtual. It actually can go on our website, IamLakeisha.com, to register, Queen. Definitely make sure you go and do that. I'm telling you, it's going to be amazing. I promise you, you're going to be so excited about it. Yes, so we have, who else is here? Oh my goodness, we have so many others that are flowing in. Wow, we got Queen Bella. She also said, let's go. And she said, word. She's be more. She's be more.
Be more, baby.
We city, we hold it down.
Yes.
She said, I'm in Atlanta, but don't forget, I am be more all the way.
I love it. I love it.
Yes. Oh man. So everyone knows this conversation. This is going to be a conversation with us. It's not so much as an interview, but it's a conversation just with two friends. We're going to conversate and we're going to talk about something that we're so passionate about and that we truly love, And I'm just so excited about that, and it's going to be a little bit different, definitely talking about why we're so passionate about this amazing summit, because, just talking about how we broke free from a lot, and we have to show others how they can break free from the same things. Because a lot of times, many people feel like they're lost. They don't have any answers. And I feel that, with the solutions that we're going to give them today is really going to be great. Definitely have to understand it. It is emotional. It's sometimes, a lot of times you feel, that it's overwhelming. If you feel anger, you feel frustrated because you haven't really received solutions, but I believe they're going to get it today. I feel like they're really going to get it today. So We're going to lean into it. Mm-hmm. She said, okay, we have so many people talking. They're saying, oh, yeah, we're leaning in to learn. Yep. I cut you off.
Yes.
What did you say?
And I'm over here just because I'm getting a bunch of text messages. Everybody's like, send me the link. Send me the link. So I'm making
That's
sure
what I'm talking about.
Get it. Yes.
They ready. Come on.
Yes.
I know that's right. Oh my goodness. This conversation is, people need to know a little bit about just us, like why we really are really just wanted to share our truth with it. Because, you know, people need to know we were where they're at. You know what I'm saying? You know, feeling frustrated, feeling just overwhelmed, like where you just began to just be on autopilot. You know what I'm saying? Just, you know, make it normal. You know what I'm saying? You feel that? It's like making it normal, like it's just because you had to cope with it. Just begin to being functional in coping.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And so when we start talking about coping and kind of just settling, you know, what happens is sometimes I tell my clients, I'm going to make you get uncomfortable. I mean, make you get comfortable being uncomfortable, right? Because sometimes like that kind of complacency, that kind of doing what you know, it's comfortable, right? And most people want to be comfortable. They don't want to be uncomfortable and have to go outside of what they know, the norms, their box, you know, some of the things they learned. But they say the sweetest fruit is at the end of the branch, right? So sometimes you got to get out there if you want that sweet fruit, you know. So
that's interesting that you said that. You know, a lot of times we, you know, I think maybe because we give up way too early. Now we got to hold it in, and we got to just understand that, you know, it is sweet when we just don't give up. You know what I'm saying? And I feel that when we really receive some more information, you know, like a coach yourself, like a coach myself, you know what I'm saying? Get somebody to lean in and help you out. You know, we're able to actually persevere, right?
Absolutely. And you hit the nail on the head with that word commitment, right? Because so many times people want change, right? And they start the change and it's difficult, it's hard. And what I notice a lot of times is people don't commit long enough to have that true change, right? And so they get to a point where it's like, oh, you know, I've been doing this, you know, I feel like, you know, I'm tired of it, you know, this ain't working like I wanted to, and they just kind of just let it go by the wayside. And I wish I had a picture of this cartoon where it's the cartoon where it has a guy digging for gold, and he's like maybe an inch away from that goal, but he stops because he's tired of going through it, right? But then it shows another guy who actually pushed through, who made that commitment to keep going, and he was the one that found that gold piece. So many times people will not commit long enough to actually see the change. They may commit to making a change and maybe go for a week or two, a month maybe. But this society is so much centered around instant gratification. So they feel like, you know, if I can't get it now, or if I got to go longer than what I think is the time frame, they usually give up, right? But if you've never done something, how can you put a time frame to it, right?
Ooh, that's good. Oh, yeah, that's good.
Like if you've never done it, continue on until you accomplish that goal. It's always hard in the beginning. It's messy in the middle, but it's marvelous in the end, right? When you get that success, when you reach that goal, it's
oh yeah. That is so true. Oh my goodness. Like, we want to tell everybody that we've been through that, you know, because, you know, we understand that you feel like you want to give up, but you need that person that it connect with you, that accountability partner to say, no, don't give up. You almost there. Come on, let's go. You're around the corner. Come on. I see it. Come on, coach. Come on now. You can do it. You know, we need somebody that person that rev us up like, come on, let's go. You know, you're like,
Absolutely.
Need that.
And when I work with clients, I tell them, you know, your goal is my goal. So I'm going to continue to push you. I'm going to be that cheerleader. I'm going to be the one going through this process with you. Because I noticed that when someone has someone else is like maybe an accountability buddy or someone they could kind of connect with to achieve a goal, usually they have a better opportunity doing together than someone just doing it individually. Because sometimes you will need that, you know, come on, let's go. Because, you know, life be lifing. You know, you wake up some days, it's super early, it's cold out, it's rainy, whatever the case may be, and maybe you don't feel like doing that walk in the morning, or you don't feel like reading that book, or whatever the case may be. And so you got to have somebody there to kind of, you know, root you on. You know, even as a coach, you know, I'm a life coach, but I have a coach too, right? I believe a coach should have a coach.
Come on now.
Because we're all human beings, and we're all going to have those emotions and go through those things. So, you know, having someone that you could lean on, someone that you could count on, makes a great and a tremendous difference.
Ooh, it makes a big difference. I'm telling you, it's like, you know, I need people to understand that, you know, you need to have that person, that core people that'll tell you to keep going. Like you said, every coach needs a coach. I need a coach. It's like, look, I'm like, no, you know what? They done did it too many times. Mm-hmm. I'm good. You know what? Forget it. And you like in the back, like, you really gonna give up? You know good and well. This is not how this. No, this is not how it go. You got this.
Yeah.
You got this. Talk to me in a certain way. You got this. Come on now. You got this.
Absolutely.
Look at the end result that's gonna happen as you continue on persevere. Stop looking at other people. Stop looking at everybody else.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Everybody's journey is different. You know, some people will look at somebody like, man, you know, I should have that, or I should be there, but they have no clue what that journey looked like. They have no clue on how long that individual had put in the work to be where they are or to get what they have. You know, so, you know, they say comparison is the thief of joy, right?
Yes.
So, you know, comparing it's never, it's not apples to apples. It's always apples to oranges. It's always going to be different. So you can't compare your journey to someone else's journey. You know, it's about being dedicated to yours, being committed to yours, and pushing through with hopefully some type of support. And another thing you just mentioned that I actually, when I do my life coaching courses, we have one section where we talk about the power of communication, your words, you know, self-talk to yourself, right? Because if you're talking down to yourself, oh man, I don't feel like doing it today, I don't have the energy for it, then yeah, it's easy to talk yourself down and do what's comfortable and easy, you know, but you have to be able to build yourself up and be like, you know what, Mike, you could do that. You know what? I could do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to make it happen, right? The term impossible to me just means something that you haven't tried yet.
Right? Ooh, yes. Come on now. Speak that truth. Come on now. They saying facts on LinkedIn. They saying facts.
Yeah, because I mean, I could even say myself, you know, coming up as a young individual in Jersey when I was in high school, I knew I wanted more. I knew I wanted to go to college, but I didn't know exactly how I was going to do that. But once I got my plan that, okay, I'm going to run track and track is going to be my vehicle, I committed to it. I believed it. But previous to that, I thought it was impossible, you know, because I hadn't seen anybody from my neighborhood really leaving and doing things like that. So that was something that was impossible to, you know, me and the people in my neighborhoods. But it was only impossible because nobody had attempted it. And so I
Ooh.
accepted that, and I made the impossible possible, and I got my scholarship and got out of Jersey. Love Jersey, okay, but I accomplished my goal.
Exactly. I love it. You know what I'm saying? You said something there, that was such inspiration, right? For you to put out there. Like, and this is only how you can get it from a coach, right? Like, you had to get out of your environment in order to see something different. You know what I'm saying? And you got that little bit of, of insight, like, hey, I can actually do something and I got the power to do this. So you know what? I'm going to go ahead and leave. I'm going to go make this happen because I'm seeing these visions and I feel that this is in me for a reason. So you left. You said, you know what? I don't know how this is going to end up, but I just know it's going to end up right. And you just left and you did it. You ain't saying it was going to be easy.
Exactly.
But you just knew it was going to end up happening right. And you got everything that you needed, right?
Exactly.
Come on now.
And it definitely wasn't easy. That's for sure. But I'm so happy right now. I'm fulfilled. I have beautiful children. I have a wonderful career. So again, it was a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. And even now, I mean, it still ain't always easy. It ain't like, every day is, flowers and butterflies. But, I was able to push through, accomplish that goal. And now on the other side of it, it's like, wow, I'm proud of myself. It also makes me a stronger coach because I can tell someone how to get through those situations. And now that I'm here, I'm always creating new goals, right? So it's like, yeah, I did that. So, okay, let's go ahead and take it up another notch to do this or another notch to do that. So, it's all about growth. I truly believe life is about growing and learning. That's going to keep you young. It's going to keep you knowledgeable, right? And as long as you're taking what you're learning and applying it, sky's the limit.
Ooh, I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I'm telling you, you said a mouthful right there. You let us know. I'm telling you, they're really coming in on it. They're like, yes, they're saying facts. They're saying, I believe it. Come on now. Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. They're really relating to you because it's true. It's very true. And I really feel like that we're able to exceed the things that we need to exceed when we go ahead and jump. Go ahead and leap. Nobody said it was going to be the way you think it's going to be, but it's going to be definitely where it needs to be. I really believe that. I feel that, we have a different question that we definitely want to go into, and we're going to definitely begin to answer this one. So I feel this is going to be great.
Okay.
What fuels your passion for breaking free from toxic patterns?
Ooh, I love that question. What fuels my passion? From toxic patterns. So, growing up, you only know what you know, right? So the patterns are usually based off your family history or family traditions, different things like that. And so, I grew up in a single parent household. My mother and my grandmother raised me. They did a fantastic job. I never truly wanted for anything. They did all they could to provide me with the best and allow me to be my best. But as time goes on, things change, right? And so my passion for breaking those toxic patterns, because I'll tell you the toxic pattern that I got into early was in my teenage years or right before my teenage years, middle school years. That's when, usually young boys start smelling themselves, like, yeah, got a little hair on the underarms. You might have a little something on your chin or a little dirt on your lip. You feel like you're doing something, right? And so the pattern in my neighborhood where I grew up was, you was in the streets. You was in the streets. You was running around doing those types of things, whatever. And so I had a series of friends who did some things, end up getting locked up and things of that nature. And so when I saw that take place, that was eye-opening for me. And then when I was acting that way, I saw how it impacted my mom and my family. And so seeing that kind of started the fire in my passion for something different, right? That was right around the time where I started feeling like, you know what? There's more to life than this. You know, there's more, and I want more. I don't know what's out there, but I know it's more out there, and I want to know about it because I've always been a curious individual. And so my passion really came from the love I have for my family, and my curiosity, and my drive. I've always been a pretty driven individual. My mother focused on, creating a leader, and she absolutely did that. So I've always kind of had that internally, and so that helped create that passion for me to break those toxic patterns early. Now, when we talk about later on in life, because like I mentioned, I came from a single parent household, and so I wasn't really aware of what a real relationship looked like, marriage, things of that nature. And so I wanted to figure out how to do those types of things. And so the patterns that I knew were very toxic. When I was growing up, they told the guys, hey, it's all about getting the girls, right? Get the girls and do this and do that. So, I thought, okay, yeah, that's what it is. But it wasn't until I met my daughter's mother where I was like, wow, like that's not what it is, because it's really not helping me any. If anything, is bringing in more drama, right? And so that made me want to change those types of patterns. So throughout my life, I've had some different things come up where I had to reroute what I knew. But I think the secret sauce to it all was I wasn't afraid of change. I just think I was not afraid of change. I've always welcomed a challenge. And so I think that really made a difference for me in all of my breaking of my toxic patterns.
Ooh, wow. That is good. That is good. We are all relating to you. You know what I'm saying? Even for me, I did grow up in a 2-family home. I did. I grew up in a 2-family home, right? So, yeah, everything was structured. My mom worked, my dad worked, everyone worked, and it was all good. Mind you, we was in the church. I'm a church girl. I tell people that and things of that nature. So when it comes to the family, it looked like it was great. But one thing, my parents, they were great, but they brought in a lot of their family elements and their family traumas into our home, right? So even growing up, everything looked great. Definitely they were working. They're still dealing with a lot of the demons that they had. How they grew up. My mom, definitely it was a little toxic environment she grew up in with her parents. And then even my father, they had some things, but they all managed to grow in, definitely build some great things. However, they brought that in onto us. I got the after effects of that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So pretty much going out the house, I still was a little empty. I wasn't really secure in myself because I still was hearing things what they would be saying. We don't have enough. Or we don't have time for that. No, that's not good. That's not going to work. No, we got to actually run it this way. No, this is the only way we can do it. This is the only way we can do it kind of things. I'm limited here. That's not good. That's not good. Or, what? Everybody doesn't do that. Lack of communication in a lot of areas. So even though it was 2-family home, it was cool. However, it was a lot of holes that was in there. So you understand? So it was like limited on the security, limited on the validation, but they tried though. They did try. Please don't get me wrong. Family tried. My dad, he was the one that brought me, into the word of God. I remember he told me, my mom told me, she said, when I met your dad, I met him at the plant. They, Chrysler. Just give it up to Detroit. What up, though?
Yeah.
Everybody worked at the plants, right? So he was worked there, and when she met him with his Bible in hand. And she would always say that I met your daddy with the Bible in hand. He was coming to pursuing me, and I wasn't having it. And I was just like, my mom was just like, I don't need nobody. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, but he really hit her soul because they fell in love because of how he groomed and really he, connected with himself, just with, being confident in that. So warmed his heart. The only thing is, he didn't see a lot of the wounds that my mom had, because she was carrying on a lot of baggage she was having. So I'm just telling you the toxic patterns of the family, bringing it up family, just letting you know. So my parents, they had a good relationship, but it was like they were having a lot of friction because of the things dealing with a lot of the demons in each other, their family. So it's like a lot of that is not really whole family, but, you still had to get some more information to really be whole. So remember, your kids are always listening to you, always leaning into you. Everything's going. You know what I'm saying? Just let you know that. So therefore, later in life, I still had to rebuild myself. I had to still understand myself because the validation part was not there in a sense of that regard, what I needed. You know what I'm saying? And, just understand that I can actually really have things when it comes to Christ. But at the same time, it was really hard to really be one in the house because I was dealing with their demons at the same time. So it was kind of like that going there. So what I would say, it took a minute for me to understand who I was because it took a little bit for me to really begin to get to the source and actually begin to get what I needed from him versus through others.
Yes.
A validation, because other validation is nice. But God needed to be first validation for me to turn the cheek and actually understand there need to be levels in there. God first, and then everyone else, and then it took me years to understand that, Coach Mike. So, I had to go through that process. I want others to really understand that when you're looking for anything that's coming into your life, you have to understand yourself at first before you understand anything with anyone else. So it took a minute, Coach Mike. So for me, my journey, I had the demons of those insecurities. I'm telling you, it don't just leave. People think it just leave. Oh, just leave. When you get older, I'll get out the house. I'm gonna leave. You know, them demons gonna come with you wherever you go.
Absolutely.
Travel with you.
That generational trauma.
Come on now. Come on now.
Absolutely. And like you said, it's nothing like getting into yourself, because, looking back, like my high school and track and all that stuff, whatever, I could look back now and have these conversations. But similar to you, I was in my 30s before I really started to come into my own because I had to find myself, right? Because I had all these kind of, like you said, generational traumas, all this kind of learning from on the fly almost, right? You're learning on the fly from your friends, whatever your parents and your family says and all that. And so that kind of starts to make up who you are or what you do, right? And then it isn't until, at least for me, around like those late 20s, early 30s, I started to kind of come into my own because I'm like, okay, what am I doing here? Like, what is life? You know what I'm saying? Like, what am I going to do? I have children. What's going on? So it truly starts with you. And how that starts, everybody has their own, like we talked about earlier, everybody has their own journey, right? Sometimes it's a traumatic event that happens that, is a trigger for someone to, shift their journey or what have you. So again, everything takes time, everybody has, like I said before, one instant gratification. Everybody, has their own time frame in their head, but we've all heard, if you have a plan, you have a plan, show God your plan, and then he'll show you the real plan, right?
Exactly.
So with that, you definitely have to tap into yourself some type of way, and unfortunately not everybody has that opportunity. which is one of the reasons why I'm so passionate about what I do, because I've had that life shift and change, and it's my God-given duty to share my gifts and skills with others. So, yes.
Got that right. I'm telling you, you get to the point when you find out, just some solutions that that's going to inspire others, that you want to share it to the world. You want you want everyone to be broken free from those. Because then you find out that you're not the only one. We talked about this before.
Yeah.
We think we're the only one. We the only one to deal with this. It's like, ain't nobody dealing with this. No, everybody dealing with this. I'm telling you, they went through this journey too. And they just need somebody like you and myself, and so many others to be able to shed light to it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
wow.
Yes, indeed.
I'm telling you, I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
The journeys are different, but there's always some parallels and there's some type of way, especially when you talk about culturally.
Yeah. Wow. You're absolutely right about that. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. We're going to get one more question before we go on to something else. So yes, as we continue.
Okay.
What advice would you give to someone feeling overwhelmed and stuck?
Wow. Someone's feeling overwhelmed and stuck. I believe in when you're going through situations, those emotional situations, I think you need to meet them head on, right? You need to recognize, hey, I'm feeling angry, right? I'm mad, why am I mad, right? Because such and such did this, this, and that, right? Okay, they did this, this, and that, but what about this, this, and that made me so angry, right? And so sometimes this is about kind of addressing your emotions, understanding, everybody's going to get angry, everybody's going to get upset. We're human beings. Everyone has emotions, right? Everyone can feel overwhelmed and frustrated. That's just what happens in life. But can you recognize it, right? Address it, and then start to figure out why you're feeling this way or why you are overwhelmed, right? Is it that you're a yes person, right? Sometimes people feel overwhelmed because they can't say no, right? They feel like if I say no, I'm being mean, right? But saying no is a part of self-care, right?
Come on now.
So,
come on.
Depending on the situation, you definitely have to address it, sit in it, and then start to work your way through it. Why am I feeling this way? What was the trigger? Was it something they did? Was it something that they did? Because sometimes people will be in that overwhelming or frustrated feeling, but it's one of those generational traumas that was triggered, right, to make them feel that way. And so for anyone who's feeling stuck, I know a great thing for me that I like to do, that I did a lot, was write it out, right? I would get my little journal and I would write in there like I'm talking to somebody, right? I'm like, you know what? This person did this. I can't believe that. Just getting it out, getting it off your chest, right? And then kind of going back and kind of reading through it. Even if it doesn't make sense, getting it off your chest will be helpful. And sometimes when you see it on paper, it starts to come together like a puzzle piece a little bit, right? You may notice, such and such told auntie that, I spent money on whatever. And so it's like, okay, my real issue with this thing is not necessarily what he did to me, but the judgment I'm going to receive from my aunt. That's what I don't like about it, right? And so sometimes when you write it down, you can really start to figure out the why, the when, the how, that type of stuff. So I would recommend someone just writing down how they're feeling, what happened, what took place, and just getting it off your chest, getting through those emotions, breathing, of course, my favorite self-care tool, and then address it from there.
Oh yeah, I told you it's the power of the pen. I know a friend, said that, he actually got a book that's called The Power of the Pen. That's something really that we now need to research. Think about the power of journaling. I always talk about that. I have a course on that, power of journaling, because journaling and writing things down is so beneficial, even the good, bad, and ugly. You write it all down. Get in the process of writing that down, because you're going to recover. You're going to discover some gems in it. And it's really a process for you to release, allow, a process even of forgiving others. Begin that process too. It's so many elements that you can actually really retain your power in when you begin a journal and let it go, release, to allow in something else. Because a lot of times we hold tough to the issue, the problem. They did this to me, did that to me, you know what I'm saying? They did it. And it's like, but wait a minute, I know you want a solution. You don't want to just stay there. Because it's going somewhere. Sometimes people think it goes somewhere and it's just going to dissolve. No, it ain't going to dissolve unless you really translate that into something else that's powerful, something else that's a powerful resource for you to heal yourself. Forgiveness is real, family. I'm just telling you, this is real.
Absolutely. And I'll tell you what, when you start talking about your emotions and your heart, like you said, not letting go, not forgiving, things of that nature, that also impacts your mindset, okay? Which is going to impact you trying to achieve certain goals or do certain things in life, and you think like it ain't nothing, like whatever, but all of that, the heart set, the mindset, the soul set, all that comes together.
Yes, it all comes together. Okay, so Wise said, no is an anointed word.
Yes.
It is very true. Oh my goodness. So we got something for you. So I believe we're going to do a little story time, Coach Mike.
Sounds good.
I believe this is going to be good. All right, story time. So, as a business owner, tell me, family, if you relate, a coach, a mom, caretaker, or even a first responder, you're always constantly in motion, where you're juggling multiple roles and responsibilities, where in a meeting or deadlines or maintaining a team, taking care of a household, or when you're being there for others when they need you the most. The thing is, we often don't realize how much stress that you're under when you're forced to stop. This is real. Wow.
Absolutely.
Do you relate to that, Coach Mike?
Absolutely. As a business owner, as a coach, as a father, and then all the other things that I do, it can be very overwhelming. But it's so important to, and I mean, this is going back to my coaching and just the way I live. Self-care for me is number one. I practice self-care every single day, right? Because I have to fill my cup so that I could be what I need to be for everybody else, right? Because if I don't have that opportunity to fill my cup and have my self-care, I'm no good for nobody, right? I'm usually irritable, I'm tired, I don't feel like being bothered, you know what I'm saying? So I always take time out for my self-care. Traditionally, first thing in the morning. I believe in the power of morning routines. The old saying, early to bed, early to rise makes a man young, healthy, and wise. So that's one of the things I heard a long time ago, and I've always held on to it. And I believe in it. When I wake up, nobody else is awake. So I have a good hour or two all by myself, no kids, just me and the dog. We'll go for a walk. I do my devotional, my exercise and things of that nature. And then that allows me to be like, okay, boom, now it's 7 o'clock. I start my day. I'm ready. I'm focused. My serotonin is popping because I had a really good workout. I'm feeling good because I've reflected, I've connected with God. I'm ready to roll. Let's get it, right? And the days where it's been rare that I haven't taken that time for my self-care, but the days that I haven't, like I say, are the days where I'm tired, I get frustrated, all that type of stuff, because my cup may be halfway, and this may be a day where I got to use my whatever's in my cup, you know. So definitely self-care is my number one go-to. How about yourself?
Yeah, I have to. I'm being transparent with you, Coach Mike. Definitely, I was that one that, look, I have to. Self-care is mandatory. I have to have a process. I have to have everything structured in order to be able to really maintain, because it almost took me out because I didn't use self-care. I'm keeping it real with you. And when I began to understand the processes of self-care and actually began to really understand the vital points of it, I began to realize that stress was really holding me down. I was really held back because of it. So I had a structure to make sure to drink my water. I had a structure to make sure that I stretched. I had a structure to make sure that I did certain things and eat right. Have it really just not eat the way that I want to eat. Sometimes you want to eat some, like junk food or something like that. No, I need to make sure to use a lot of vegetables. I need to actually have some stir fry. I need to actually just my food choices had to be changed. I really had to change things, Coach Mike, honestly, for myself. So with all of that changing, I felt a lot better. I felt stronger. I felt more alert. I felt more passionate about life. Because I feel like, it is true when they say you are what you eat. I'm like, why are you saying stuff like that? What? You know what I'm saying? It's giving, you think it like that. And you think like, oh my goodness, you are what you eat. When you find out nutrients, all those things are really in some of those valuable, elements when the process of we eat our food, right? So when I began to realize the vital process of that was so true for myself, I began to make sure to mandatorily implement that in a process. I need to do that first thing in the morning. I need to do that in the afternoon. I need to make sure I eat, not be so busy. I need to make sure that I, take care of myself throughout the day and make sure I walk around, the house, whatever it is. Nothing can be too busy for me. And when I began to understand how important that was, I began to really feel really good, about that for myself. So it was a mandatory process for me. It was really mandatory.
Absolutely. And in addition to my morning routine, I also, like why I said I use the anointed word no, right? When people was coming to me asking me to do stuff, in the past, I really, when you're truly passionate about helping others, sometimes it's hard for you to say no because you really want to help as many people as you can. You want to be there for folks. But sometimes you reach a point where it's like you have to know yourself. And this comes from being aware, having that awareness, right? And it's like, yes, I want to help, but I got to tell you no this time. But maybe next time we can, ABC. But yeah, absolutely, definitely saying no. And I see someone's in here talking about, is it true that your body will let you know when to slow down? Absolutely, it will let you know when to slow down.
Oh, yes, it will. Listen,
Yeah, listening to your body is so important.
Oh, yeah.
Your body will let you know what type of self-care you need sometimes, whether it's physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, social, your body will start to tell you. You know what I'm saying? So absolutely, the body will definitely communicate its needs to you. It's just about you understanding what it's saying and being aware of it. So yes,
Absolutely. You know it. You have to know it. So I got something else for you.
okay.
So we can bring this up. So picture this. You are going full speed ahead, thinking you got it all under control. Maybe you're convinced yourself. If I just push through a little longer, I'll take my breath later. But later never really comes. Now, suddenly you find yourself in the hospital bed after a health scare, or you're dealing with a burnout when everything feels like it's falling apart. You didn't notice the warning signs because you were too busy to keep everything moving. Sounds familiar?
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Well, thank goodness I haven't pushed myself into a hospital bed, and I don't ever plan to. But yeah, I've definitely been in situations where, like I mentioned, I was just overwhelmed because I was saying yes to everything. I was trying to take on um, every task to show my value to my job and to the people around me and all that type of stuff. Absolutely. Um, but the word in there that stuck out to me was awareness, and we just spoke about it. Having the awareness of your body, right? If you have a headache, if you have a stomach ache or something, you know what I'm saying? Like understanding that's your body telling you something. It's not just because some people think like, oh, belly ache, that ain't nothing. I take some Pepto Bismol or I take some ibuprofen for a headache. No, you have those things for a reason, right? Whether it's dehydration, whether it's hunger, whether it's some type of gut issue or whatever the case may be, your body is telling you something with those types of things. You know what I'm saying? Even though they may seem small and minute to us, because I mean, a headache nowadays ain't nothing but a Tylenol or ibuprofen for people. But why do you have that headache, right? Like when my children come to me like, Daddy, I have a headache. I'm like, have you been drinking your water? Right? When's the last time you ate? I'm asking though, I'm digging in before I'm just gonna give you a pill. You know what I'm saying? Because I need to know, okay, what's taking place so that we can address it so that we're not having these headaches. You know what I'm saying? And so anytime you're having any type of feeling or anything, it's important to be aware of it. And as much as you want to get things accomplished, if you aren't your best self, you can't be your best for anybody else, right? If you're not your best self, you can't put forth your best work. And so if you're trying to just push through, you're tired, you haven't had no sleep, you got a headache, stuff like that, and you're going to continue to push through, yeah, you could push through and you can finish up whatever you're doing, but are you putting your best into it? Does it have the best quality of work that you can put into that? So those are the type of things you got to think about as well. Sometimes pausing and pausing, taking a step back for a minute, regrouping and then getting back to it is sometimes the best thing to do. One of the things I teach in Tai Chi is because Tai Chi is a slow moving, gentle exercise program, right? So Tai Chi is all about slow moving body awareness, right? And so I stress to people when things get a little funky or stressful, just pause. Just pause for a second, right? And then move forward. Pause, see what's going on, then move forward. Okay? And so that little hesitation right there can mean the difference between being in the hospital bed and not being in the hospital bed.
Oh yeah. And I'm telling you, it's true because I was the one that was in that hospital bed.
Wow.
Just bro. Listen, I was in that hospital bed because I was on the most. I was in that motion. I had things to do, things to definitely schedules. All of this trying to mandate everything. I can do it all. I don't look.
Absolutely.
I'm a woman. Hear me roar.
Yeah.
I got it. I got this. I can manage this. I got this under control. Literally at the in the kitchen. Literally finished cooking dinner. Like literally washing dishes. I felt dizzy, and I was like, I could not continue on. All I know is everything got dizzy, and then next thing you know, I was passed out.
Wow.
In the ambulance. It wheeled to the hospital, in the hospital bed. I was at one, sitting there like, man, I probably should have. What happened there? I mean, you did reflecting in your head like, I ain't supposed to be here. I got scheduled. I still got to get things done. I'm still thinking about work in the hospital. Well, I was with the doctor come and say, ma'am, Yeah, we need to really talk about what's really going on, because right now we have an issue that's addressed in your body more than just, feeling like it's just, not necessary to not relax, because you got something as like a disease that's coming up here, but it can be managed.
Yeah.
Right. It can be managed, but you need to work through it. You may heal from it later, but right now there's nothing you can do but actually take care of you right now.
Yes, and that's the importance of self-care. That
So I
that is
was
the,
thinking
that's
self.
the importance of self-care. Just taking that time out.
Mhm.
When people hear the word self-care, they think about, oh, going to the spa and getting massages and vacations and all that stuff, which is wonderful, and that stuff is self-care. But self-care is pausing for a minute, recognizing what's going on with your body, making the doctor's appointment, right? Drinking your water, right? All that type of stuff is a form of healthcare. I mean, self-care, So, and when you neglect it, one of the questions earlier was, will the body tell you when to slow down? Yes, it will. And when you don't listen to it when it's telling you to slow down, that's when you end up where it puts you down. Like, you don't want to listen? Oh, I'll show you. Get on
Your
down.
body will tell you.
We gonna get some rest, one way or the other.
It's true. Oh my goodness. It's like, wow, I'm strong, but man, the body was like, well, okay, I'm gonna show you how strong you are.
Yeah.
And then you realize through it all, first of all, you're thinking like, man, was it worth it? Was this worth this stress? Was this worth ignoring? Was it worth dealing with the after effects of not listening to myself? My body was talking. Gave me alert. Nice, all nice. Give you a little alert. Hey, hey, why don't you pause for a minute? Why don't you just, relax a little bit? I'm like, I ain't got time for that. Oh, okay. All right.
And whatever it was, it's never worth it, right? Because we only get one vessel, right? We only get this one vessel, and then once it's time for us to go, that's it, right? All that work, all the stuff that we're doing for other folks and all that, it's going to keep on going without you, right? But if you don't take care of this vessel, if you don't take care of your health, ain't much you can do for anybody else.
Absolutely. And and that's one thing that we're going to be just talking about, at this amazing summit. We're going to be talking about the necessities and the vital, solutions on why you need to really relax, why you need to break free from a lot of the toxic patterns, like toxic issues in life, because we have to think about that, because all of that is connected all together, to be able to live a long life, to be able to live within your purpose, to be able to live and vibe and then be happy. Come on, what about that happiness, Coach Mike? I mean, you need to be happy. How many people smiled today? Raise your hand in your house, wherever you at. Have you smiled today? I know I smiled. I danced
every day.
I'm like, hey.
I wake up smiling.
You wake up smiling too.
Wake up. Yes.
Oh my goodness.
I love the smile. I think smiles are contagious. I think it brings positive energy. I was out today and a woman said, every time I see you smiling, I said, because every time you see me, I'm blessed. Right?
Come on now.
So, yeah, absolutely. Right. Smiling is much better than frowning. That's ugly. I think my teeth look pretty good, so I might as well show them.
Oh, that's right. Ooh, we relating. Listen, everybody relating to you. Oh my goodness, smiling on Instagram right now. Having a good time. I'm telling you, smiling. Listen, there's some therapy in that family. I'm telling you, you got to come to the summit to hear. There's some different processes when it comes to smiling. I mean, I'm telling you, when you begin to bring a smile in your day, bring that in, I'm telling you, change everything in your life, in your body. It began to show you a lot of things that you probably didn't see before when you began to smile. Actually, getting the good laugh. And if you ain't did it in loud, just start again. And then if you need like a comedy clip or something to keep you laughing about something, and just let it be a momentum building on and on again. And I promise you, it's gonna be a great benefit for yourself as you continue to do that. Absolutely. It really is.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Wow. I'm telling you, it really is really vital for all of us to really begin to tune into it. You know what I'm saying? And understand how we can thrive from it. You know, it really is. It really is. And I really appreciate this conversation. So we got to continue on with talking about just the more resources and how we began to really revive ourselves. And I feel that the summit is really going to do it for us. So as we continue.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes, definitely. Let's see, how has your journey been shaped by recognizing core programming? How has your journey been shaped by recognizing core programming? Wow, that's a pretty intricate question. The core programming, that definitely, like we talked about earlier, we know what we know from, our parents, family, things of that nature. And so traditionally that's your first core, your first core programming, right? But for my journey and my core programming, I had to change my programming, right? Because a lot of what I know now, I had no clue of, 20, 25 years ago, right? And so one of the things that has always been in my core, that I truly believe has always been my secret sauce, is my curiosity, right? So wanting to know, right? Wanting to figure things out. So instead of, seeing something and comparing myself like, oh, why don't I have that, or why aren't I there? I'm like, how did they do that? Right. And so then that made me curious to figure out, okay, let me see what they did to get there, and, blah, blah, blah. So I would start, reading and researching and different things like that. And that definitely changed my core programming to where I am now. And I actually still believe my core programming is still evolving, right? Because like I mentioned earlier, life is about growth and learning. And so I feel like I'm going to continue to evolve my core programming, so I don't feel stagnant or bored or lost, and just continuing to grow. So the core programming for my journey is definitely curiosity, is taking responsibility for myself, which is something that is very important for people that gets overlooked. And then being unafraid to do the things, to accomplish a goal. Usually anytime you're doing something that you've never done before, everything is going to be uncomfortable and unusual. But if you think about all the things that we know now, when we first started them, we didn't know, right? Like for, folks like, you play basketball, right? You might be good at basketball, but when you first started, you wasn't good, right? So everybody's going to have that point with something, right? But it's about the work that you put into it that's going to make you a master in that field.
Yeah, I feel I relate, just like you, I just had to reshape a lot of the programming that I grew up in, right? So I had to understand some of those inherited beliefs, from family. Mm-hmm. Some of them I could not keep on. Like, no, I couldn't keep that going, because that was literally leaving me in a negative standpoint in life, where I wasn't really trusting myself. It was trust, because my family was looking for that love, they were looking for validation because they didn't get it when they were younger.
Yes.
So it was like they didn't experience that, even though it's funny. Both my parents, they both had two parent homes too.
Mm-hmm.
Only thing is, it was a lot of limitations that were there, just probably working too hard, a lot of, just being exhausted, with life, and just really just trying to live, with the food pattern that they were eating from. Everybody loves soul food in my house, both sides of the family, my dad's side of the family, my mom's side of the family. I mean, they could tell you how to do a spread. When I tell you, Thanksgiving, Christmas, come on now, New Year's Eve, they'll tell you a spread. They be like, okay, who having a family dinner over their house?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I was always thing. The only thing is, as we got older, realized that some of those elements were not going to be well for ourselves because we were a lot of lard. Remember lard? You used to cook with lard? Yeah. Like all those types of things. You remember that? You were like, oh my gosh, we can't have that.
Well,
but it was like,
I didn't have that, fortunately.
You
I didn't. No, my mom, I think I mentioned this before. My mom was really healthy when she had me, right? She had me young. And so she talked to her doctors about health and different things. So me growing up, like I was taking like Centrum vitamins, and I hadn't eaten pork before until I got to college. We had red meat once or twice a month. So my upbringing with food was different. And then I also ran track, which was another, avenue that I took with that. So I had heard of lard, but I've never cooked with it. I'm sure I've had it in food now, and that I've been in the South and have had food at different places or whatever. But growing up, we did not cook with lard. So shout out to you, Mom.
Right.
Love you.
Oh my goodness. Well, see, that wasn't my testimony. So
Yes.
It was all different types of, the different oils that they were used to cook the fried chicken, all those things. Like everybody grew up with that. I mean, when I tell you, it tastes good though. When I tell you, oh my gosh, you gonna leave, you gonna be asleep. Y'all, the food, oh my goodness. The problem is later in life, that's not gonna be good because a lot of the family members I grew up in, they all left early, way too early. Mm-hmm. We're talking about, from 50s, 60s.
Yes.
Nobody used to leave that early. But it was because of the diet. It was because of no one's working out. Everybody's going to the nail salon. Maybe everybody going those things. Everybody's doing those. They were doing the vacations. They were all doing those areas. They were having fun with that. Nobody was thinking about the legacy of the family, actually doing the trust. Nobody heard. You weren't talking about trust. You weren't talking about, actually being able to diversify and all those things. You weren't having those conversations about money. You were talking about how you didn't have it. Oh, if you didn't work, if you didn't do it this way, the 9 to 5, which is a great place, which is a great plan, mind you. I'm not going to tell people are probably there. What I'm saying is that's all there was. They didn't know how to actually utilize self-owned business. Some family members did. Like if they had property, they didn't know actually how to really maintain this property. You know what I'm saying? They didn't know what that meant. It left limitations. Yes. So when we talk about finances, it left limitations. When we talked about relationships, a little bit limitations. It was just left it a little empty. So that's what I'm saying. It's like changing that core programming of not knowing how to certain things, not actually getting a coach, actually getting a trainer, get somebody to actually help you out with things like that you didn't know. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we find out later in life. So you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So that was the programming that I had to change, more so of getting more information, understanding resources, having a coach that's been there, that been where I wanted to go. Yes. You know what I'm saying? Not probably the people that are around your neighborhood, people that were outside your neighborhood that actually got there and they were actually winning and they were actually showing you how they can actually share with others people. Hey, how about reading books? Come on now, like we talked about before. How about that? That was not the conversation. It was limitations there. Nobody was talking about Think and Grow Rich. Nobody was talking about those elements what we talked about before. Nobody was talking about actually those great. That was later in life. It was not only the college education, because college is great, but a lot of times people didn't tell me that I didn't know how to actually be a great entrepreneur in college. I had to learn from other people that were not only in college, but had some friends that were business owners that actually knew how to build wealth, that were outside of those. Some people are not probably going into college. You don't have to just go there to actually create money. I was limited there. I was like, wow, you can actually do that in there? You mean you can go there? Yeah, they were like, I never actually stepped foot into college.
Yeah.
But you can actually create what? Nobody told me that. I thought that was the only way you actually, I got my master's. I mean, nobody told me that you can actually think about that.
Yes.
I was limited there. So it was like, wow. So I didn't find out till later in life. So it was core programming that had to change a little bit.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So I really feel that I know that we're having so many people that are talking. Oh yeah. Okay. So Jay Malane Wise, he's talking about food is a product of the core program. Wow. Yes, that is huge. That's a huge part. And then, it's so many others that are talking. And I believe I did answer everyone's question in the chat that actually answered their questions. They said, yes. Yeah, we did answer this one about speaking to me. Someone said, are you speaking to me? Relatable.
Queen Tadelia. Relatable.
I'm loving it. Oh, they feeling this, Coach Mike. Wow, this is really amazing. I mean, I feel that we are really doing it. I feel that everyone is starting to see, a lot of the areas that really need to really, continue on, just, understanding how they can actually persevere and actually move forward and actually build, a lot of times we have to be open to change. I feel that we have to open to change. And I feel that, just even with this summit, people are really going to see how we began to change, how we began to be open to it, open to strong information that's actually able to persevere out of some of the funks that we were in before. Because we cannot change, our situation until we actually began to adopt and to get more information.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, it boils down to what I was talking about earlier. We have to take responsibility for ourselves, right? Nobody's going to come and save you. There's no Superman that's going to pop in and come and solve your problems. Nobody is supposed to make you happy. It all comes down to you taking responsibility for yourself, to make yourself happy, to practice your self-care, to read the books, and not just read the books and the research, but apply it, right? Because you can read 1,000 books and videos and everything else, but if you're just taking all the information in and not applying it, it's not. You have to take action, right? So being responsible, taking that action for yourself is what it basically boils down to. And it's hard sometimes, and that's the thing is, we talked about earlier, people don't like to be uncomfortable, but for true change, you're going to have to be uncomfortable. And what happens is you're uncomfortable in the beginning, like I mentioned earlier. In the middle, it's a little messy. But at the end, it's so rewarding. It's so rewarding.
Yes, it is so rewarding. Honestly, as we go through the process, we have to trust it. We definitely have to trust the process and begin to trust ourselves, and you're here for a reason. I want to say that too. If you're hearing this, you're here for a reason. This is not by happenstance. I promise you, it was something that you requested. It's something that you asked for. You wanted more information. I promise you, this opportunity for us to connect with you is your answer. Definitely lean in with us when it comes to this summit and comes to this conversation, because we're going to pour our heart into you and let you know really just how you can really structure your life and build again. And rehash those things that you probably forgot about, and you probably thought that it was too late, and or maybe I'm too old, or maybe I'm too young. We have all these excuses, but I promise you, you are here for a reason, and this was meant for you. It truly was meant for you to be here. And I'm so happy to be here to give you some solutions for you. I promise you, me and Coach Mike, we're doing it right now for you.
Absolutely.
Wow,
And
wow,
and the summit is going to be awesome. I think I mentioned to you before we came on camera. I got a great developmental program that I want to introduce to the folks that participate in the summit. So I really feel like that's going to help people kind of get that jump start. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're in the final quarter of the year, right? It's the fourth quarter, right? The fourth quarter of the year, so we want to finish strong. And so I'm really looking forward to the summit because I want to provide individuals with a development plan to develop themselves so they can start to accomplish those goals and get themselves in place so that they can use that momentum of that new year and really start to make 2025 a year that they'll never forget.
Yes, I'm so excited about it, family. You have been asking for this. You've been asking this for so many years, and we're here to serve it to you. We're here to give it to you. Definitely, we're going to pour our heart out, definitely because this is a situation that, you have been dealing with for multiple years. It is time out for it. It is the last quarter of the year. It is time out. It is ready to say yes to you. Say yes to you. This is your time. And honestly, it really is your time right now. And we're ready for it. We're ready to guide you in with it. You're not by yourself. We're here to guide you in with this. This is truly an amazing opportunity for you to lean in, family. Wow, yes. Wow. I'm loving this, Coach Mike. This is amazing. I feel that, there is going to be a lot of breakthroughs that's going to happen. Definitely leaning in, understanding, and definitely helping you understand how you can, heal from your family trauma. Definitely understand how you can definitely move forward in your growth, that you have for yourself. And definitely for everyone to be able to lean into your purpose. It's meant for you to thrive into your purpose. Those gifts and talents in you, they're not dead. Let's revive them.
Absolutely. Like you said, we're here for a reason, right? We're not here to just survive. We were put on this earth to thrive, to be happy, to be successful, to be wealthy. And wealth isn't always about money, right? But to be wealthy and successful, whatever those look like, right? So it's not just about, I need to get by and get these bills paid and the kids and all that stuff. No, it's time to thrive. It's time to take those gifts that you have, those ideas, the things that you want to accomplish, and go out there and hit the ground running, because the opportunity is available. Like I mentioned in the podcast before, I truly believe we're in one of the greatest times to be alive, right? When you think about the access that we have with Google, social media, AI, all this stuff that's taking place. I mean, it's not like it was back in the day where, we typically have folks who had more access than us and everything. Now we're almost on an even playing field to a certain extent, with at least the access that we can get to, right? And then once we access that information, then we can take it with our gifts and put together, those plans, those journeys, and make it happen now. So I'm really, really excited to support folks who have that passion, that drive, that vision, help them achieve those goals, because my lifelong and my goal as an individual on this earth is to provide as many people as I can with the resources they need to be successful in life and have the best quality of life that they can.
That's right. That's right. We are so here for it, family. And I'm telling you, this is really your time. It's really your time to choose you. Definitely. Let's get rid of all of those areas in life that have been holding you back. Let's go ahead and move forward and guide into your greatness. Definitely. You're important. Definitely. You're important. Choose you today. Choose you today. And I promise you, as you choosing you, you're going to see a world that you probably have never seen before. I promise you. There's something that's going to open up for you. So I'm excited about it. family.
Yes.
This is it.
Let's get it.
I'm excited. Let's get it. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Wow. So, Coach Mike, this is what I'm talking about. I am so thankful for you. I'm so thankful for this conversation, and we're going to have a great, great time. Wow, this summit is going to be more than anything. And I promise you, we're going to bring our whole hearts in it because I'm excited for it, family. Right?
Yeah.
I'm excited.
When you told me about it in late August, I had
Mhm.
already started working on stuff. I was like, what? Hold on. Because I want to be able to bring something for the folks. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, I'm going to bring me. I'm going to bring my skills, my knowledge, all that stuff. But I wanted a program that I believed in and put blood, sweat, and tears in that I feel like is going to be beneficial for folks. And so I'm ready to, share it with the individuals at the summit. And then maybe even after the summit, look at some individuals joining our life coaching course that's going to be taking place in November. So I'm super excited. I know it's going to be fantastic. It's going to really change people's lives, and that just makes me feel like it's a blessing to be a blessing, for real.
Absolutely. I'm telling you, family, I'm saying too, I'm telling you, listen, the information I'm going to share with you, I promise you, this is something I've been definitely brewing up for many years, just for you to understand just how valuable you are in your self-care and self-love, for you to not wait until something happens to your body, for you not to wait till something happens for you to be so stressed, for you to be able to live life moving forward today. And definitely, like Coach Mike, I definitely am looking forward to you get this to be seen as far as the courses that I have for you. That's really we're going to connect with after this summit. I'm telling you, it is going to change your life. I promise you it will, because I've been living it. I promise you it's something that is going to be definitely adaptable for yourself. Definitely if you move forward in your family and your environment. I'm telling you, it's going to be great for you to let go, for you to understand when you're feeling overwhelmed, for you to understand when you need to relax, when you're feeling stuck, when you're feeling like, I don't know how to proceed moving forward. You're going to understand the tips and definitely areas where you're able to move forward and lean in and allow things to happen for you in your life moving ahead. So I'm excited about this. Coach Mike, come on now.
Amen. Amen. Woo. Yes.
Yes.
Indeed.
I'm excited. Listen, how can we connect with you? Please, how can we connect with you so everyone can lean in on everything that you have?
Absolutely. So you can find me on Instagram at Life Coach Mike P. You can find me on Facebook. It's just my name, Mike Patterson. You could always find me at my website, as well as the programs and different things I have going on. Website is makinglifegood.org. We're a nonprofit of professionals just looking to increase the quality of life for as many folks as we possibly can. So I look forward to anyone reaching out. I want people to reach out. So really, really thankful for you to have me on this platform today. Thank you for everyone who came out and listened. This year's summit is going to be done virtually, but in 2025, we're going to be in person, y'all. All right. So it's best for you to go ahead and get involved now, because in 2025, we're going to be in person. And then from there, it's rocket ship time.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh my goodness. Like Coach Mike, they got to be ready for this. I'm telling you, family, it's going to be an amazing experience. It's like family getting together, connecting, and definitely sharing with each other and moving forward and talking about how we can move forward into our life. We're going to have music. We're going to have actually a great time. We got a poetry. We're also having that too as well. And then we're going to be talking about just how your brilliance is really going to support in their lives moving ahead, and your coaching processes. Oh my goodness, it's going to be far none. People that have not ever experienced it, I promise you, they're going to be able to see it. It's going to be so amazing. I'm excited.
Yes.
Oh yeah. So we're going to lean in. I'm telling you, October 24th and through the 26th, it's going to be a great time. 6 Power Pack coaches and myself. I'm telling you, it's going to be more than what you ever have seen, family. I promise you it is. I'm excited about it. Coach Mike, this is so awesome. I'm so thankful for you.
I'm so thankful for you as well. Again, thank you so much. I'm really looking forward to it. This is a great time. I think these podcasts that we do, we could do it for about 3-4 hours the way we be talking. So,
Yeah.
so I truly love the genuine love and respect that we have. So again, thank you and thank everybody for being here today. And I look forward to everyone coming out and seeing us at the summit October 24th through the 26th. It's going to be phenomenal.
Absolutely. Oh, yes. Coach Mike, we appreciate you. Definitely. I'm looking forward to connecting with you later, my brother.
Yes, indeed.
Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am. Have a great day.
You as well. Yes, family. Wow. That was Coach Mike. I'm telling you, that was truly an amazing conversation, right? On the Confuse the Focus Talks with Lekeisha. Well, we appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much for leaning in. Thank you so much for coming in. I'm looking forward to seeing each and every one of you for the amazing summit, family. I promise you it's going to be great for you. We're going to have a great time. Definitely moving forward ahead. Definitely making sure that you connect with somebody else that has not heard about the summit, family. And it's going to be a great conversation for each and every one of you to lean in. Definitely make sure you share it with your friends. Definitely make sure you lean in and show others how important it is to break free with Toxic Patterns Summit. I'm telling you, it's going to be great, family. Thank you so much for coming here today on the Confused Focus Talks with Lekeisha. I'm so excited for you to come in and definitely for you to let somebody else know to definitely move forward ahead, connect with us later. I appreciate each and every one of you. So we're going to go ahead into our celebration, fam. Let's go. So like we said, our amazing summit, it definitely is on the 24th through the 26th. And definitely we're going to have a power-packed time talking about how we can break free from all of our amazing patterns that we've had. That's amazing. They're these toxic patterns that we've had been holding down for so long, and definitely for us to lean in to let it go. Definitely that has been draining us for most of our life, family. For us to transform and definitely equip ourselves to understand how powerful we are, with amazing tools and with amazing insights to how we can reclaim our power, for us to definitely lean in to have a more fulfilling life. We have myself, which is Lekeisha. I'm the head coach, and definitely with our amazing 6 Power Pack coaches and speakers are going to lean in with us as well. Like I said, it's going to be on October 24th through the 26th, and it's going to be an amazing time. And it's going to be a webinar, family, and it's going to be on Zoom. And definitely connect with us on my website to register at IamLakeisha.com. Again, that's IamLakeisha.com, family. You're going to be able to see myself. It's going to be a couple of resources that are going to be there for you to actually introduce ourselves, and definitely the event page as well. And definitely for all the amazing resources that we have as well, family. Definitely talking about this amazing summit like we did. And definitely it's going to talk about some of the other amazing opportunities to lean into. You're going to connect with the amazing books that we have as well. How to Get Unstuck, Confuse the Focus, and Free Yourself. And definitely our merch site as well, family. Our Soul Rockstar t-shirts, family. And we have to lean into it. Definitely it's going to be equipped for all amazing women and girls as well. And all sizes are available. It's going to be in the colors of pink and blue. So you definitely want to get your t-shirt today, family. I promise you do. It's going to be great for you. And definitely you're going to be able to lean in and definitely connect with us, and definitely get one for a friend, family, because you're so rock star. Because I have on the pink one today because you are so rock star. I promise you want to get your t-shirt today, family, and order it on the website at IamLakeisha.com. So I'm looking forward to seeing you guys. I'm looking forward to seeing you at this summit. I promise you it's going to be great for you. And definitely make sure you lean into a friend that definitely needs to be able to break free from a lot of their toxic patterns as well. It's going to be myself telling my story, and it's going to be some other Power Pack coaches, 6 Power Pack coaches telling their story as well, how they broke free. Family, I'm so excited that you're here with us. So with all that being said, I appreciate you taking the time out to listen to me and Coach Mike. We're so excited for you. Definitely want to make sure that you understand that you are valuable, that you are great, and you're worthy. Definitely, you already know how I end my show. And all you do, lead with confidence, understanding, and love always. Always know that you're a winner. Always know that you can win. Thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you again. Thank you. Have a good day.